Welcome to the Black Man Lab AfterFlow session 2. I got these brothers here. All of these brothers were on the panel. Just bringing different perspectives, man. I just want you all introduce yourself and just really what you wanted to try to bring into the space in terms of the perspective. And we had a room full of brothers. I think that may have been a record Black Man Lab attendance, for real, for real.
Wow.
You know, and I think the subject, when it went out, this how do black men better love ourselves, that resonates. Because everybody is like, yeah, I need to know that one, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the youngest in charge over here. Look at me trying to sit back all cool. Come on, nephew. Come on up to the mic. Introduce yourself.
What's going on? My name is Elle. I think one thing that I was definitely trying to bring into this space today was just people being aware of their relationship to what they are and who they are. It's something I learned in school in psychology. It was a paper that I did, and it talked about who I am. And some people oftentimes, I'm smart, I'm funny. But then there's another piece that's more collective when you say I am a son, I am a teacher, I am a nephew. And it ties you into something way bigger. So when you understand your relationship to those things and who those people are, you begin to slowly but surely understand exactly what went into you. You know, both of these guys have known me since I was young, especially Paul, since I was like 9. Mm-hmm. But everything comes full circle, and my relationship with them allows me to understand my relationship with myself.
But the real is that's different from what we're taught in European culture.
Absolutely. I think we talked about being independent, which is the biggest fallacy in the world. There's no single living organism that operates on its own. And so to think that the human body can do so, the human mind, especially the black male body, can do so without some positive touches. When my situation happened at school, the first person I got off the flight and came to see was you.
Yeah.
So to have that community, it saved me. And I get props for getting through that situation, but I couldn't have done it at all without y'all.
Yeah, it's collective.
That's
it's
right.
a collective. It's collective. Brother Paul, my Chi-Town brother from the Catholic League.
That's right. Yeah.
Talk to him. Introduce yourself. Hell's Franciscan, man.
Yeah, basketball capital when I was going there.
Hey.
1974, 75, 76.
It's still we still can produce some hoopers.
That's right. That's right. What did Anthony Davis say the other day? Mecca of basketball.
Hey.
I'm rolling with that.
Got to go with it, especially if you end up being a champion.
And I know you know this, man. The coach at Simeon raised me, Bob Hambert.
Oh, man.
Yeah, since I was 7, 8 years old, yeah.
Really?
So when you think about Derrick Rose and Jabari Parker and all those people that came
Jabari,
from Simeon.
I just saw Sonny Parker down at the Hawks game.
That's right.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is what you call a Chicago basketball flashback. All right?
That's right.
It's what it is. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Mr. Davis, I just wanted to say thank you again, man, for creating this space, man. You and the people that you've been working with, man. It's incredible. I've been coming here for about 10 or 15 times, man, and it's just like every time I come here, I get rejuvenated to do the work that I do in affordable housing. And also working closely with housing authorities now, so marginalized, low wealth communities, and then trying to wrap around health and wellness initiatives there. My biggest goal is to try to make sure that if we can get healers in every community that I work in. And right now I'm working in about 7 or 8 housing authorities. I got a national platform now. So the things that you're doing with this, I would love the opportunity to talk to some housing authorities and see if this can be moved to some other places, especially in rural areas. I'm working in LaGrange, I'm working in Camilla, I'm working in Conyers, Rome. You tell me where. The only place I'm not working is Atlanta.
Hey,
so
but you
keep that in mind.
You working here.
That's right.
This is the work.
That's right.
This is the work. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And it's interesting because one of the reasons that I really felt strongly and it was important that you come on every time we rap, you're like, bruh, have you tried this? Have you tried this in terms of just my health and well-being? You don't get that from a lot of brothers. Most, you know, everybody's asking, hey, you know, have you do this or do that? But for you to suggest things to further my health every single time, and it's something, and it's, you know, you got the research to back it up too. And I'm like, oh man, let me check this out. So,
Well, Maui, let me just say this, man. It's not easy to do this, man, because around your loved ones and everyone else, man, you're a one-trick pony.
Right.
You know, and you're constantly beating people up with this kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
But it's a way of life for me now, you know.
Right.
And so I'm really, really concerned because I know that if you're healthy, emotionally, physically, intellectually, and energetically, you'll be able to blossom. And when
Yeah.
you're able to blossom, it's really nothing that's not that you can't accomplish.
yeah.
And
We
it's-
appreciate you.
You know. So.
We appreciate you. Bro, Fred, come on, man. Come into
Yeah,
this.
man. I real quick, Fred Parham, and 48 years old in my right black mind.
Hey.
I'm riding with that.
And that in and of itself is a black miracle, brother.
Yes, sir.
To be 48 as a black man and, you know, living in this yet to be United States. We still grinding. But put in the context, man, as I always see you through my experience with my own sons as an educator, as a jegna, right? In terms of just being what in the European context they call a mentor, but being more than that in terms of how you've dealt with my own sons. Put in context, man, it's the significance of us dealing with self-love at this moment in our history as a people.
Yeah, I think it's the way forward. It's the inoculation to the cancer that causes us to hate one another, which manifests in so many different ways in terms of our interpersonal relationships. But internally, to your point about the health, you know, brothers won't care for themselves because they don't love themselves. Simple as that. So, you know, as an African Center educator, in my training, you know, way back when, it was always about putting the child in the center.
Right.
You know, and all of the families, the children belonging to all of the families. And so we practiced that at Imhotep and in Saroma and Black Star and everywhere else that we're institution building, Let Us Make Man, and all of our various organizations. So honored always to just be in the space. And then I wanted to share Kandizi, The Art of African Babysitting, as an alternative.
Hold that book up, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. The camera's on,
Yeah, the
man.
camera's on. It's not.
Yeah. If you're an educator, man, liberation education is your goal and aim. Have this in your toolbox.
Right.
It is a framework in and of itself to change lives and build communities.
We may have to do that as a study
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
How about that? Maybe we do that as the next book.
Real short.
Yeah, that's how the organic nature of Black Man Lab is no like hierarchical type of situation. It's just brothers kicking it and trying to figure out what makes sense.
Yes, sir.
At this moment, you know, because had we just had the entire curriculum scripted out, when them young brothers said, "Can you teach us how to love?" we wouldn't have had space.
Correct.
To do what we did
Correct.
tonight. So I know some people are like, man, why don't y'all publish it a month in advance? Man, we got to remain somewhat fluid.
Yes,
but I want to jump to a particular moment in this Black Man Lab when the brother raised the issue of not having heard that he was loved. He couldn't remember the last time he had heard someone say to him that I love you.
Yeah.
That was a moment for me. And I know we all, you know, there are different times during these Black Man Lab lives that we have situations. That was one for me. I just wanted to get, you know, you all's take on what the brother was articulating and just how other brothers who might be watching who have not heard it, who have had fathers who that wasn't their way, right? How do we break, I don't even know if breaking the cycle, but how do we go to another level with it, if that makes sense?
I hate, I posed three questions.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought that I would have the least response to when I did, where a brother said, when's the last time somebody told you they were sorry? Because Black men never get an apology.
Bruh.
In no place. You did?
Y'all hear this? Man, thank you, man. We never get an apology. Man, I'm about to go home. Nah, I'm just playing. You gonna get me in
Don't
trouble.
do it. I was gonna say don't do it.
You right.
We need you at the meeting Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but no, man. I should have stood up though, and I should have went and just showed him, you know, and demonstrated, hey man, I love you, and gave him an embrace and say, hey, bro, it's that easy.
I thought about the same thing.
Yeah.
I think from a son perspective, right, I think my dad truly loved me. But when I realized that he was a son too, and his dad didn't really show him, and it's all about that love language. Some people can verbally feel you, but some people you have to show. And in his case, he might have been a verbal person where he needed you to say,
yes, sir.
I love you.
Right.
Your actions wasn't enough. And I think as parents, your job or part of your job is just always learning your each individual child's love language. And it's a hard thing.
Man.
And that's why you have to, you know.
I received that as a parent.
Yeah, you got to be cautious when
I'm
you're out here
receiving
making
it.
babies, because it's a real, as I deal with my baby sisters, and I'm just learning each one, Asa and Fanon are not the same. So how I deal with Asa is not how I can deal with Fanon. It's the same thing with my younger siblings. I can't deal with them the same. So as a parent, just watching them, and now I think my parents know our love languages, but you have to know it.
You know,
Jump in there, Paul, and you know we got to get to habits, rituals, and discipline.
I'm gonna go quick, okay? But here's the thing: once I heard that question, there's two things that came to my mind. One was the culture that we live in. You know, when men are growing up, man, there's a part of our culture that says, man, I got to make this young man as tough as I can.
Yeah.
And love is not a part of this, because this world out here is going to be tough on them.
Hard as hell.
And so that's one side of it. But the other side of it is our community is not organized, because if a child does not have a father or mother to love them or say that I love you, that still should take place within our community.
Ashe.
And one of the things that Mikasa has been hitting on, if we're not organized, and that's why he's always been advocating for us to belong to some kind of organization. And if you're not organized and you don't have the information, our communities are going to be left behind on so many different levels.
Yeah.
On the housing level, it's lack of resources. You know, on the family and the love level, all of that just ends up hurting us. Yeah.
Real quick, brothers, all of you all I know, because I know all of y'all personally, you have a habit, ritual, or discipline. Give me one real quick, and we're going to keep moving. Starting with you, Paul.
I can't give you one. No.
Give
Let
me the
just
one.
say this. Here's the thing. You know, I talk about the body. So there's a body ritual that I do, and that's yoga, sun salutations. The emotions I do, so that's chanting. And the intellect I do, that's sitting. There's three forms of meditation that I do. There's sitting meditation, there's movement meditation, and there's standing meditation. And then for the life energies, what I do is Kriya Yoga, which is the movement of energy in your body. Some people also know it as Kundalini Yoga.
All right.
Yeah, every day, man. I'm a practicing Buddhist too, Paul. 17 years in it. So I chant, do Gongyo every morning, and not so regular in the evenings, but every morning before I go out in the world. Secondly, I've recently started, maybe about 3 weeks ago, calling somebody that I haven't talked to in a while. Every day.
Every
I try
day.
to just call somebody.
Okay.
Just to say what's up, you know, and
All
just check in. And so Durante is on my list for tomorrow.
All right.
And it's a discipline that I'm trying to train myself to engage brothers.
And it's all a discipline, right? It's like
every bit of it.
trying to just do it every day.
Yeah.
I just started trying to write every day because I just have to get it out, right?
Yeah.
Come on, young lad, close us out.
I want to say I didn't get a call. I'm feeling a little personal.
Hey, you got about 50 days left.
But student at best. It's something I've had since I was little. No matter what I do, I'm a student at best, which means I can only learn and I can only progress forward.
There it is, y'all. Thank you, brothers, man. We appreciate y'all. Of course, we love y'all. Thank you.